Guys, let's get started. Today is Monday, September 22nd, recording this update video. I'm going to update you on the latest price movement from yesterday to today, wrapping up a move we were waiting for, and also talk about the possible next moves for the price. So it's a really interesting market. We managed to catch some good moves. Let's go. Starting with Ethereum. If you watch the last videos, you'll also be able to catch this shorting opportunity. I shared it in the VIP group community, but I also mentioned it in the free group and in the latest videos here on YouTube. So here's the crucial thing to understand. The overall market sentiment had fundamentally changed its inherent character quite dramatically on this particular intraday trading session. We managed to catch a short opportunity at this daily order block. It was a daily order block and also an order block here on the 4-hour chart. So the market consumed the internal liquidity that was above this high and above these highs. It swept that liquidity, hit the order block, and made the move. Within that significant market move, the price experienced a rapid and considerable drop of 14%. We managed to catch it precisely on the subsequent pullback, which occurred at approximately 5.8 or so. My take profit was a bit lower, it was in the 62 region. However, I believe that this 62 region is an interesting demand area. So I closed my position at this first bottom. It would be an external bottom, and I definitely intend to build significant buy positions. From this particular region, specifically between 3,960 to 3,680, it's a truly interesting and opportune area for us to carefully look for long positions. Of course, the most interesting area is this order block, which is the daily order block. It's at 3,730, 3,544. It's quite likely that the market will make a move to reach these regions. This first region at 3,960 is a bit riskier. You have to go in lighter because the market tends to accumulate in this area. This accumulation might come a bit lower, but it's an interesting area to start building positions. In the short setup, we've completed the move. And for now, I'm not going to open any other short positions on Ethereum. I don't intend to open any other positions for now. Let's let the price generate internal liquidity. If the price generates internal liquidity for us, maybe we'll come into a supply region above. But for now, no. For now, let's wait. We managed to get an excellent position on Link. The setup is very similar. The market changed its character and generated internal liquidity. We managed to catch the order block. In this case, it would be a region on the 2-hour chart, if I'm not mistaken. That would be a 2-hour order block. So we pretty much nailed the region. The market decisively swept the available liquidity and subsequently mitigated the order block, indicating a potential shift. And it hit the take profit, which was at the internal liquidity of the daily range. So that was another trade that paid out 16%. There's another setup that I shared in RB, but this one I only shared in the VIP group. This one was perfect. All the setups are similar because the charts are very similar, but that's basically it for the market. It swept internal liquidity and mitigated our BPR. We built our position right on top of the BPR, so it was a very precise position. This position paid out 21%. So if you use leverage, it would be 21 times your leverage. RB has a demand zone that's interesting for us to look for longs. Let's see how the price reacts when it gets to that region. Between 0.4120 and 0.3730, RB is also an interesting region. But a lot of the movements will depend on Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin here, the scenario is as follows. In my last update, I suggested a short in the hot zone. It wasn't triggered. The price didn't complete that move. I took a very small stop on Bitcoin. A short that I took in this region here. But my stop loss was very tight just above the stop here. So it just stopped me out and then made the move. That's normal. It tends to happen. Looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin, what do we have? Probably there are already a lot of people starting to build positions in this region. Apparently, it's a demand zone. However, it's quite a complex region, mainly because there's liquidity here. But not just because of that. It's a complex region because the price has an EQL here. There's internal liquidity. There's also this internal liquidity here on the daily chart. So I believe the price could easily come down to take this liquidity. Because this low that was taken is a low with little liquidity. So for the price to make the next upward move, let's suppose, because the next upward move for Bitcoin will be to set a new all-time high. Most likely the next strong impulse. So if the price were to go up from here, it would be an incomplete move. The price needs to grab liquidity, it needs fuel to make a big move. So I believe that the liquidity taken so far is not much. So it would be natural for the price to come and sweep this liquidity here, at least this first one. But most likely, if it sweeps the first one, it'll sweep the second as well. It will mitigate our FVG or our order block. There's also an order block here. But as soon as the price closes the FVG, it will already mitigate the order block. So here, you can already set up your position right at the FVG. It's the outermost position, it's much farther away. But it's an interesting setup. If the price action comes and sweeps away this available liquidity, then what exactly can we do? We should patiently wait for a clear flow alignment on the intraday chart. This means looking at a lower time frame chart, such as the 15-minute chart or even the 1-hour chart. We can wait for an alignment here to try to catch a buy. If the price only comes to sweep this first liquidity and doesn't mitigate the FVG. But if it does come, I think it's unlikely that it won't mitigate the FVG. Let's go. Let me see if there's any other important detail here. On Bitcoin, potentially, we can catch a good opportunity for a short setup there. Perhaps we can find a suitable entry point for a short position at this moment. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. We have a strong low here. This is a strong low. When this strong low is broken, we have a change of character looking at the 4-hour chart. So, we carefully draw our detailed volume profile to get a clear sense of precisely where our point of control, or POC, is located, and also within this particular region. So it would be possible to set up a short here. If the price comes to mitigate this region, we could take this setup on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. Waiting for the price to come here to the FVG, which is in the 104,500 to 105,000 region, it's already looking interesting. This short order block is at 115,040. The setup would look something like this. It would be more or less a setup like this. But I'll also update some moves in the community. And that's it, folks. Join the Rat8 group, join the VIP group, if you can, of course. Let's go for it. If you have any questions, just message me privately. And that's it, guys. Let's go for it.